Breeze for Fox 29 News. We've got you covered.
All right, Andrea, we want to move on now to the latest mass shooting, and this time at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, which hits so close to home because it's right in our own backyard. It's got many of us wondering, because we go to this airport so frequently, it really made us start thinking, can it happen to us? And if it does, can you protect yourself and your loved ones? We've got you covered with some details. Here, what you need to know this morning is Shari. You know, nice to see you. This one really did hit. Yeah. Who hasn't spent a lot of time at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood Airport? I mean, and when this was happening and the tragic loss of life, and you start wondering, what do you do if you're in this type of situation? And it does seem, with more and more people traveling, we see these incidents happening at airports.
At airports. Well, you know, airports are ideal environment because you have a lot of people, you have an enclosed space with limited access to get out, but great access to get in, and a lot of stuff going on, so a lot of distractions. The other thing a lot of people don't realize is that these tend to be happening now at the check-in and at the baggage claim departments, and that is not the TSA's responsibility. So each different city, each airport has its own, you know, sort of local, the Broward Sheriff or the police in different cities that are responsible for that, so there's really no uniform you know, coverage. The other thing is it's such a high visibility topic because not only are the people there hurt, the people in the airport, but it shuts down transportation across the country, across the world.
Exactly. It seems like there's more and more of these mass shootings. Are authorities getting any closer to predicting or being able to prevent them from happening? Well,
you know, the thing is, Roxanne, we have historically had more mass shootings in this country than any other country, by far. So that may be because we have more guns, and a mass shooter in the U.S. is 4 times as likely to use multiple guns, but it may also be some other types of factors. For example, we promise, you know, every man is created equal here, and we promise them the American dream, and that's a promise that we're really not following through with for a lot of folks, and that's why we see these shootings in schools and in workplaces, too, because there's sort of someone to blame there. The other big issue is that we've been sending troops across to other countries to battle very sort of morally compromising battles for a long time, and those wars come home. I mean, we saw an increase in violence after the Civil War, after the Vietnam War. It's just normal. We're seeing that as a function too, so there's a lot of dynamics that are going into this.
Well, bottom line then, if it's unpredictable, hard to prevent, how do you protect yourself?
Well, the biggest thing is situational awareness. In fact, there's a lot of time that goes into training police and security on just being aware of your surroundings. So, for example, the Brussels shooters we saw afterwards on surveillance video were wearing a black glove on their left hand. Now, who knows who would have noticed that, but it was unusual. If you're in the bathroom and someone's loading a weapon in the bathroom, like what happened in Fort Lauderdale, maybe there's some unusual noises. So the situational awareness is number one. One thing we're seeing from these surveillance videos, which there are a lot of good reasons to not show those, but we see that people's reflexes are not so great. In fact, some people actually froze in place. You can do things like kickboxing, martial arts training to get your reflexes better. Have a family plan. And then the other big issue that we're seeing now, even days afterwards, is people obviously drop their luggage, but you lose your essentials. So one of the things I've always done, and I highly recommend, is a small crossbody bag. Use it all the time when you travel with your ID, your keys, your cell phone, everything essential.
And make copies. Make copy and copy and copies. Yeah. That's what we do all the time. Shari, thank you so much for the insight on such the reality. John, over to you.
All right, Roxanne, 8-7.